Welcome to Pocket Ronnie, where we save your mathematical life.
Okay, we're going to be doing surface area, and that is exactly what it implies. The area of the surface of a 3D object. Since we're doing area is always in square units. Square feet, square inches, square meters. So, okay, I've got this box here, box of noodles. So, surface area, you can see that in the box, there are basically, it's made up of, the surface is made up of 6 rectangles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This rectangle is the same as the bottom. This side is the same as this side. And then this front is the same as the back. So you're basically finding the area for a box. You're finding the area of 6 rectangles. So for the real world, this is used because this is a great value brand, Walmart. So maybe Walmart, not maybe, but Walmart needs to know how much cardboard do they need to cover this box. And then they know how much money that costs them. So that's where surface area is used in the real world, to know how much material you need to cover the outside of a specific package. Okay, if we look at 16E1, we're looking at the surface area of a box. I just said we're going to be finding the area of 6 rectangles. So I've got this front rectangle here that's 15 by 5. So if we find the area of that, base times height, we found that that's 75 square inches. Normally I just write in my 75 right there. That area is going to be the same as this back side. Okay, then we have this rectangle that is 5 by 25. So we find that area. That's 125 square inches. So I just write 125 right there. This side, this area is going to be the same as this area over here. Now we need to do the top. That is 15 by 25. So we find the area of that rectangle. That's 375, and that's the same as the bottom. Now we add them up. I didn't mention, I do not use formulas for surface area. Okay, I just find the area of every side of my figure that I'm using, but I don't use any specific formulas. There's no formulas you need to memorize. You just find the area of every side. Okay, so then I add them up, 375, and then I have the bottom, which is 375. Then I have this side, 125, and I have 2 of those. And then I have the front, which is 75, so that the back is 75. Okay, this is how I like to do it. Yes, you can do it this way. 2 times 375 plus 2 times 125 plus 2 times 75. Yes, you can do it that way. Just make sure you do your multiplication first before you're adding everything. Okay, so if we add all this up, that came out to 1,150 square inches. That's the surface area. That's how much material I would need if I was going to cover this box. 1,150 square inches. Alright, let's look at 16C3. We have a house. Okay, again, I don't use any formulas. I just find the area of every shape that I'm dealing with. Okay, I am missing a dimension. I need a dimension for here. So give me 1 second. That is 6 meters. Okay, so I have a house. So this is applicable in the real world because maybe I need to know, maybe this is, I'm putting siding or brick, or I'm painting, or I'm putting tiles, a new roof on. Well, I would need to know the surface area so I know how much paint that I need, or how much siding that I need, or how much shingles I need to put on the roof. So surface area is very applicable in the real world. So if I'm finding the outside area of this house, I'm first going to find this side. That's 9 by 6. That would be 54. So that's the same as the back. Now I'm going to find this side, 12 by 6. Should be 72. that side is the same as this back side over here that we can't see. Okay, now I need to find the side of the roof. It looks like a parallelogram, but if you were to be a bird and looking at it perpendicular, it's just a rectangle. So that rectangle is 9 by 12. Just making sure I'm just double checking my math in my calculator. So that side of the roof is 108 and the other side is 108. Now we need the triangles of the roof. Okay, don't forget we're doing area. The area of a triangle, base times height divided by 2. So this triangle, the base is 9, the height is 8, so that's 72, and then divided by 2, so that's 36. So this triangle will be 36, that back triangle is 36. The one thing to not forget in the house, we're only doing what we can see. So we're not doing what you would consider the ceiling in the house, but we do need to have the up underneath the house. If you were a ant or something up underneath the house and you were looking at from this angle, here's your eyes, if you were looking up, you need this rectangle from there, the 9 by 12 rectangle. So the 9 by 12 rectangle, that is 108. Okay, so now let's add everything up. So I only have one of these, 108. I have 2 of these, so 72, and then the back side. I have 2 of these this side, and then the one back there, 2 54s. I have this twice, because this side of the roof, the other side of the roof. And then I have this triangle twice, 36, and then the back side. So the only one that you should have once is this one up underneath the house. This is why I don't like to use formulas. I just go through and find the area of each shape and then add them up. Alright, so I'm adding these all up. $648, and we were dealing with meters, so square meters, and that is the surface area of this house. Alright, let's look at 16E3. You basically have a cube, but well, not a cube, a box with a square base and with a square base pyramid on top of it. Now remember, we're only finding surface area, we're not finding volume. So here, we're just going to start with this side right here. So that would be 8 by 3, that would be 24. And that's going to be the same as that back side. So I'm just going to start marking these as I see them. Okay, then I have this side here, which is also 24. Have that, and then the back side, 24, another 24. Don't forget, I need the bottom. That's 8 by 8, which that would be 64. I only have one of those. Now let's look at my pyramid. Okay, I'm not doing this, what you consider the ceiling. I'm not doing that. So I have a triangle here, and since it's a square base of the pyramid, all of my triangles are going to be the same, and there will be 4 of those. So the area of this triangle is the base, which 8 times the height, 9. So that's 72, and then divide that by 2, 36. And there will be 4 of those triangles, okay? All 4 of those triangles are the same. Again, you can either do 4 times 36 or just write 36 4 times. Same thing, whichever you want to do. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 24s. So I'm going to do 24 times 4. Add my 64. Then I have 36 4 times. So that surface area should be 304 square feet. Okay, now we're going to be looking at 16E2, surface area of a cylinder. Okay, a cylinder is like having a vegetable can. This is a cylinder. Remember, we're doing area, so we want the area of the outside. How much aluminum does it take to make this can? Okay, so we look at the different shapes it's made out of. A cylinder, the top is a circle, the bottom is a circle. So we're going to be finding the area of 2 circles. The area of the top circle, and then of course the bottom one's going to be the same. So we're finding the area of 2 circles. Now we've got to figure out the outside of the can. Well, if you unwrap the label of this can, what shape have we made? We have made a rectangle. So for a cylinder, we're going to be finding the area of a rectangle and two circles. Okay, so let's look at the problem that we're looking at now. I might bring my vegetable can out here in just a minute. Right here we have the cylinder. Watch, because we've been given the diameter of 8 centimeters. If the diameter is 8 centimeters, then we know the radius is 4. So since the diameter is 8, we know the radius is 4. So we need to find the area of the two circles first, the circle. So area of a circle, pi r squared. We're going to use 3.14 for pi. The diameter is 8, so therefore the radius is 4. So we're going to use 4 for the radius. We need to square it. Order of operations says to do your exponents first. 4 squared is 16. Don't do 4 times 2. 4 squared is 16. And then 16 times 3.14, 50.24. Okay, so that is the area of my circle. So I've got 50.24 up here. I've got 50.24 for the bottom of my circle. Alright, now we need to find the area of, when we unfolded the label on the vegetable can, remember it turned out to be a rectangle. So the area of a rectangle is base times height. Well, we can see that the height is 10 centimeters. Okay, but we've got to find out what the base is. Well, going back to my vegetable can. Is my vegetable can in the camera? Okay, so going back to my vegetable can, I've unfolded the label to make a rectangle. If I fold the label back around, that label went around, this label went around this way. When I am just going around the circle, what am I going around? What do we call that? We're going around, we're doing the perimeter of the circle. Perimeter of a circle is the circumference. So the length of this label is the circumference because it wraps around the circle. So the length of that rectangle is my circumference. So going back to my picture here, the length of this label is the circumference of the circle. What is the formula for circumference? 2 times pi times the radius. So what we need to do is we need to find the circumference of my particular cylinder. So that would be 2 times 3.14, and then my radius was 4 because my diameter was 8. So now I can find out or calculate that my circumference, 2 times 3.14 times 4, is 25.12. That is just a piece of the puzzle. Okay, we're not done yet. All we have found out is that the length of my base is 25.12 meters. Now I can use that with the height. So base times height will give me the area of that rectangle. So I can take my 25.12, which is my circumference, multiply it by 10 to find out that the area of this rectangle is 251.2 square meters. So now I can take my two circles. I'm trying to find the surface area, the surface of each shape. So I have two circles. That's the area of my two circles. When I unfold the can, then this is the area of my rectangle, 251.20. Add all of these together. And I got 351.68 square meters. That is the surface area of that can. In other words, to make that can, that vegetable can, I would need 351.68 square meters of aluminum or whatever it's made of to be able to make the outside of that can.